Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Quinn's Strength. So I thought today it's kind of different. I would go through one of the workouts I posted up on Instagram there on Sunday, which was a speed workout. I thought I would go over it and kind of just give it a commentary because sometimes workouts you can kind of wonder like why are you doing this and why are you doing that. So I thought it'd be good just to give a wee bit of context to the session, sort of explain my thought process. Basically right now you can see I'm just going through a warm up. So usually I'll go through the same warm up every time I'm going to do a running session, and it usually starts off with just kind of getting moving. So a bit of forward running, a bit of backward running, opening up the groins, all kind of basic stuff you'd probably be quite familiar with, and just getting moving really is the kind of goal. After this, then I'll go into like a wee hamstring series. So starting to warm up the hamstrings through kind of a couple of various movements. If you're wondering, that's actually not me moving that quickly and fluidly. I've sped this up, believe it or not. You probably thought I was really fast there. And there's me practicing some Undertaker kicks. If you know, you know. Again, just another wee hamstring movement, just doing a wee jog in between. And then just a different sort of variation of kick. A bit more like a kick to the ball sort of job there. And then again, just moving back into it. But usually with the warm-up, it's just trying to get moving is the big thing. I done this in the morning too, so you're kind of a wee bit stiffer from sleeping. And then some single leg deadlifts. Good time to kind of incorporate movements like that, into your training. If there's maybe something particular you want to work on, adding it into warm-ups can be a useful way to do it. And then after the hamstring series, I'm usually getting into a wee lunge series, so kind of for the quads, for the hip flexors. So we'll go through some various lunges. So this one's just a forward lunge with a rotation. This one's just a reverse lunge, just with a reach up. And again, just kind of moving the body in different ways and getting it ready. Remembering like this speed session that we're about to do is going to be pretty intense. So you want to spend time warming up for it. Like sometimes I might not bother too much warming up for like a sub-maximal running session because it's not going to be as intense. But something like this here, you do need to warm up well. So now just getting some wee Cossacks. It's a nice wee movement. And then we are on to some curtsy lunges. So these look a wee bit random, but they're actually pretty good, and they really hit the glutes quite well. And they're a nice wee lunge variation to add in. And then just getting into some leg swings, a real standard warm up there. Swing the legs, bars. So just going through them, and then opening up the groins as well. Probably two of my favourite movements, although the most typical. They are really nice wee warm up movements just for getting everything flowing. So then after that there, I am getting into some low level plyometrics. So what I mean by that is just things that aren't that intense. And really it's more just to work on a wee bit of foot stiffness, work on some of them wee muscles in the foot, around the ankle and the calf that maybe don't get too much attention. And also it's a nice wee way to warm up, and it starts to bring the heart rate up to a wee bit. So I'm just like hopping laterally and then laterally and medially over that line. Medially, is that the right word? Probably not. And then just forwards and backs, just changing legs. So again, there's not too much kind of thought in here, but it's just getting moving, getting a wee bit of pressure on the foot, getting ready for what it's going to be going through when we're in our sprints. I think at this point, I kind of take an idea that I'm going to go and do some jumps. So again, these here jumps are low level, they're not too intense. They look a wee bit stupid. I'll probably look stupid here doing them. It's like 180 jumps, so just jumping around. This is kind of like Ronaldo, isn't it? Kind of probably a better player than Ronaldo too. Yeah, good. So just going through them, and then I think I start to add in some 360s very soon here. Let's see. I'm getting prepped for it there now. What do you see this here? There's some dodgy landings here. Probably wouldn't recommend doing these here, but sometimes you get excited. So that's just me basically trying to look stupid. And I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. But if you can get a full 360, you're going well and trying to nail the landing. So now you're getting into the kind of meat and bones of the session. A big part of the session for me was number one, just start going through some drills. So I want to use this time to go through, like this lockdown time, to go through some running drills and try and increase and improve my form, because it's something we don't really get a chance to do because we're playing every week and you can't just go back to your normal movement. This here drill is just an aim arch. If you look at track and field, this will be a very typical kind of drill. basically what I'm trying to do is a couple of things. Number one, stay nice and tall, and then you'll notice my foot placement comes underneath my hips every time. So I'll try and kind of contrast this with the maximal sprinting later, but basically you want that foot position to be coming underneath you whenever you're mid-stance in the sprint. That's where the foot position is going to be. And it's just a nice way to kind of get warmed up for the session. You're using a lot of the similar muscles, and you're going through similar movement patterns, and you're just trying to reinforce those positions of staying tall, getting the foot position underneath the knee. See the way I'm keeping my toe up as well there, trying to kind of dorsiflex it. Now obviously this is slowed down a good bit more, and I went through 2 sets of 10 meters of this. And again as well, trying to get the arm action going. I probably was a wee bit weak on my arm action. You know, you'll notice on that right arm, I really want to be pumping that elbow right up, so I'm getting probably a wee bit lazy on it there. Yeah, very simple drill and looks a wee bit nearly too easy, but you reinforce these good habits long enough and you sort of hope that it'll pay off. So after this then I went into a drill called booms. Probably has different names as well, but I really like this one. And basically you're going from that top position straight into the other one and driving the foot down. And one of the reasons why I like this is because you're training foot stiffness, which is such an important quality and something I've really only realised recently, the importance of it. But basically you'll notice whenever I go down here, you know, what I don't want is my knee to cave down and me to drop, because I'm doing that, I'm leaking energy. So basically in this, I'm training my foot to be nice and stiff and all these muscles in my leg to be nice and stiff. But again, it's a wee bit faster, so it's starting to kind of increase the intensity of the session. But it actually is a lot harder than you think, because each of these kicks that you're doing is at real high intensity. And again, trying to get the arm action going. I really like that wee one. After that then, it's into like that A skip, A march with the kind of switch in between. So I'm getting in that position and then switching over, but this time it's with a wee bit more rhythm. So remember, sprinting is a lot of rhythm too, so this is what I'm trying to sort of get out of this. Again, I'm not really performing any of these unbelievably correctly, but it's a starting point. This is prime times, a nice drill like a straight leg bound. Then getting into actual bounds. I think bounding is one of my favourite things to do because it's so similar to sprinting. You're increasing the foot stiffness, you're trying to be nice and elastic and nice and bouncy. I really like it. I also realise I haven't cut out the rest of this here, but the straight leg bound was just another variation of that there, and you can get up real nice maximal speeds. You're trying to be nice and stiff with the foot, you're trying to get a nice rhythm. They're probably my favourite drills for speed and just in general for running, aside from actual running. So bounding variations I think can be brilliant. So after that then, I think I went into a straight leg bound into a sprint. So let's see, yeah, transition from a straight leg bound to see I'm going straight, and then when I hit that, I'm transitioning into a sprint. Just now what I'm trying to do is kind of get ramped up for my sprints, which here is one now. So kind of looking at the sprint, there's a lot of things you can improve. I'm not a great sprinter, but I'm trying to get better. One thing probably I rose up really quickly, which probably wasn't ideal. Another couple of things I noticed was just in this one, you'll see probably my arm action wasn't going up high enough behind me, and my knee action probably wasn't coming up high, and my heel recovery was probably a wee bit low. This other angle is in reverse, which is actually sometimes a really good way to look back and watch these things. So basically you'll probably see it here a wee bit better. It's going to look a wee bit weird, but I should be coming in shot very soon here. So I'm coming back nearly too fast, but the knee action probably isn't high enough. So it's probably something. So yeah, probably something I can work on. Here's just a sprint again from the front. So I went for, I think it was 3 sets of 30 meters just to max out intensity. This one was a wee bit better, but I think at the start of this as well, I kind of was nearly too boundy with my feet, so it was nearly like a bound at the start. I think really what I want to work on is get my knee position higher in that kind of mid-flight. But again, I'm not a great sprinter, because like most Gaelic players, we haven't been taught how to sprint, so it's something I'm working on, but I thought it would just be interesting to kind of show you some of my thoughts. But you see, getting an angle like that for your sprints, and just kind of looking back at it from a reverse angle, from a forward angle, is quite interesting. Probably could have went more in depth of the detail, but you probably don't care. But there's a few things I've picked out of that I can work on. But it's a good idea to video reruns. The only thing I probably didn't have there was some way of timing it. I have bought a speed gun, but obviously just with quarantine you have to train by yourself, so it's not really possible right now. But yeah, 3 sets of 30 meters. All those other drills they went for 2 or 3 sets of between 20 and 30 meters, and that workout itself is on Instagram if you want to see it in a kind of shorter form, at Quinn Strength Conditioning. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.